Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is the third game in a series many thought was dead. Not me though, as I have no attachment to the franchise and this is my first time playing an Ultimate Alliance game. The game is made by Team Ninja and was published by Nintendo, which is why the game is a Switch exclusive while the other two are cross-platform. After doing a bit of research, thank you to Always Nerdy, his retrospective was very helpful in putting together the history of this game, I learned that when Nintendo showed the people at Marvel what their idea for the Switch was, which was just a prototype at the time, they knew this would be ideal for an Ultimate Alliance game. And I quote, "It's perfect, however you want, build a dream team on the go while going on an epic Marvel adventure." With Nintendo willing to publish the game, Marvel tasked Team Ninja in making the game, and I believe they did a good job, though please keep in mind this is my first experience with an Ultimate Alliance game, as I don't have nostalgia for the previous two games. Having had a look at the previous games, again thank you Always Nerdy for the amazing retrospectives, the art style has been changed from a more realistic graphic design to a more cel-shaded animation style, which I think is more ideal for a game like this, as it allows you to have massive bombastic explosions and character animations, which go hand in hand with Marvel and allowing much more creative art style as seen in the level, as each one feels unique and different. Though if I had to point out a favourite, it would probably be the Dark Dimension, however I wish there were more costume options, as having 2 base and 2 recolors feels a bit small. Yes, I know the roster is 52 characters, but it would be nice, and equal praise for the soundtrack and voice acting as both are top notch and the music is epic when it needs to be, and I cannot point out a single voice actor who feels miscast in their respective roles, though I imagine that would have to do with most of them having voiced the characters before, such as Spider-Man from the PS4 and a lot of the Avengers from the Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. The story, on the other hand, feels a little weak. Not only is it another incarnation of the Infinity Saga, but also just an excuse to hop from one location to another, which is fine. A story can be a device like that, but I wish there was more to it than, oh, here is a stone, go here, encounter a handful of characters, beat a boss, grab the stone, and move on. The story feels like it goes at a breakneck pace with no room to breathe, which for a high-octane action game like this is fine, but I just wish we had more time with each of the characters, as if you know nothing about Marvel outside of the movies, then you will have no idea who characters like Elsa Bloodstone, Nova, Gambit, as well as others are. Maybe there could have been some side missions, or even some more collectibles instead of just concept art that would help fill out the blanks for new fans. But as it stands now, it's fine, but the story for me, at least, just felt like a conveyor belt at a buffet restaurant. Yes, it's nice to try everything, but I would just wish there was more substance behind the characters. However, in the gameplay department, Team Ninja absolutely killed it, with each character and all 4 of their abilities feel wholly unique and suited to their character. No one feels like a carbon copy of anyone else, even with similar power sets such as Spider-Man, Miles and Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider as she's now called. However, I think they did an amazing job with the overall combat, as it feels fast and energetic and chaotic, which sometimes can be a bit confusing and hard to read, especially when there's multiple ultimates and explosions going on at once, and sometimes it can really chug on the frame rate, but that's neither here or there. It's great chaotic fun, and I imagine it would be equally as fun on couch co-op with friends, but unfortunately I have no friends. However, the game is also massively enjoyable solo, as it offers not only a wide variety of heroes, but also a few game modes in order to test out abilities and level up your characters outside of the campaign on the main game. You have Infinity Rifts, which act kind of like trials and challenges, which offer rewards such as ISO8 and costumes, however they can quickly become tedious and boring. The DLC does offer other options such as Danger Room and Gauntlets, which are better, but ultimately still fail to hold the attention for long outside of the grind for better gear. Which brings me to my massive negative about the game, being the grind. Grinding is fine and fun and not necessary if you're going in just for the story on normal difficulty, and to play as all the characters, but for those who want to min-max their characters and go through and play on higher difficulty gauntlets and danger rooms, there will be a lot of grinding, not only for ISO8 to improve your heroes, but as far as I can tell, the ISO8 is randomised, and that can be ridiculously annoying if you're looking for a specific one for a specific hero. But again, this is only for the end game and very high level content, so it isn't necessary, but still could be majorly annoying, and that's nothing on the menu to read the effects of the ISO8. It has to wait and scroll, and I hope you can read it fast enough. This is the only rough area of game design, as levels and menus are great and do their job perfectly. After release had 3 DLCs, which were Curse of the Vampire, Rise of the Phoenix and Shadow of Doom. The first 2 DLCs added 4 characters, while the last DLC added 5 characters and 1 secret character. Each DLC in my opinion is worth it, mainly just for the characters, as you can take them either into New Game Plus or just grind them up and play with your favourite characters. However, there is a noticeable lack of content in the first 2 DLCs. Not in terms of quantity, but just in terms of variety, as they have very similar content to each other in terms of the gauntlets. To unlock the characters, however, Rise of the Phoenix did bring in Danger Room PvP mode and the Shield Depot, which are decent, but whenever I played Danger Room I couldn't matchmake with anyone, so I ended up playing against the AI, and I found it a bit boring and tedious, which I suppose is due to the player base subsiding. No problem, it happens, but why are the rewards of the PvP match so much better than the PvE one? I understand wanting to incentivize playing PvP, but with the dwindling player base, why not make them even rewards? Might help soften the grind that I mentioned earlier, but I don't know how long the game has gone without support, so maybe it's no longer viable. However, the final DLC, Shadow of Doom, is by far the best, as it's the story campaign in fan favourite Fantastic Four, and shows the story of the Alliance going after Doom as he steals the Soul Stone from Wakanda, and it's a really good epilogue to the story. Again, my previous issue with the story remain, but it's just a fun little extra and adds some fan favourite characters. Don't get enough limelight. And if you can only get one DLC, I would highly recommend it be this one. I do want to say that through all my ranting and raving, I do recommend and enjoy Marvel Ultimate Alliance, as it is a fun adventure through a rich universe. While I have nitpicks and issues, it's still really fun and a well made game. The story leaves a lot to be desired and the grind can be painful, but if you're looking for a fun beat 'em up with your favourite Marvel characters, I would highly recommend it with this one. And this game has been good enough that I might even go back and check out the old Ultimate Alliance games if I can find them.